As a home theater enthusiast, I enjoy physical media. I like taking spinning discs, putting them in players, and watching my content because I find that gives the best quality over today's streaming. Well, not everybody wants to do what I do. They don't want to go get a physical disc, but they want the same level of quality. Well, that is where this comes in. This is the Zidoo UHD8000. It is an 8K media player. You can take your digital copies of your actual media, put it on this player, and you can watch it, and you get the same quality, as far as I can tell, as you do from disc. So like I said, this is an 8K media player, and quite frankly, I think of this as a reference media player. It supports both video and audio files at the highest quality. 4K Dolby Vision, 8K, it can do it. DSD, FLAC, all of your major file formats of music, I should say, it supports that as well. The only thing that I know of that it does not support is 3D video. I was not able to get a 3D file to actually play on this with my 3D supported TV, but otherwise it works. Now, the way it actually works is you have to rip your content, basically copy it off of a disk, one of the ones that I have here, and put it onto a hard drive. Then you load this hard drive in the front in one of these particular trays. And with these trays, it supports up to 16 terabytes of drives each. So you got a total of 32 terabytes in this particular box. But it also has gigabit Ethernet and Wi-Fi on board. So if you have network attached storage or a hard drive connected to your router or something like that, that you have files on your network that you can access, it can access those as well. And you can watch or listen to basically all of your media. While we're here, let's talk about the front panel. On the left is the power button. The main power switch is on the back, and I'll show you that in a second. There are the two hard drive bays, and in the center is an LED screen so you can see what's going on with the content. The good news is the screen is dimmable, so it doesn't have to blind you when you're actually watching your content. And on the far right is a USB 2.0 port, so you can use that. But I have some good news. This player does come with a rack mount kit. So you have the hardware in the box to rack mount this if you need to. Before we go too far with this, I should say this. This does not have a lot of video streaming apps built into it. It does not have Netflix. It does not have Amazon Prime Video. It does not have Paramount, Peacock, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, none of that's built in here. It does have Plex. You can access your Plex library, so you can do that. But from a video streaming aspect, it does not have any of that. From an audio streaming aspect, it actually does have Amazon Prime Music, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. There's a few other services that you can access. SoundCloud, you can access with this box. But video streaming, it's not like your Apple TV box or your Fire TV or your Roku. The rear connections on the 8000 start with the main on-off switch. Then there's the AC power input, followed by an RS-232 serial jack. It also has both coaxial and optical outputs. It has two HDMI outputs, a main one and an audio-only version for AV receivers that don't support high resolution. It has three antennas, one Bluetooth, two Wi-Fi, has a gigabit LAN connection, two USB 3.0 ports, a USB audio in DAC, so you can use this as a DAC with your Windows and Mac computer, IR in, and a 12-volt trigger out. Finally, it has analog outputs, both XLR and RCA. So the 8000 comes with this really nice, well thought out remote. First of all, and I think this is the most important thing, is it controls the box, but it is fully backlit. You can actually just move it a little bit and it is backlit. And the light button is right down here at the bottom. You can turn it on, you can turn it off. And I like it because it's very easy to find, but you have all of the buttons you need to access pretty much everything that you're going to do with this player. Now, it also comes with an app that you can use to control this player. I tried it a little bit, but honestly, I mainly stuck with the remote. All right, now we're going to talk about the actual performance of the 8000, including the menu system and a little bit about setup. I'm mainly going to focus on video here, but I'll touch a little bit on audio. I won't do a deep dive into the actual menu system, or I should say the setup menu system, because there are a ton of options there and that would make this video like an hour. But suffice it to say, you can adjust the resolution, aspect ratio. There's also AI image processing, which I will talk a little bit about a little bit later. In the audio menu, you can adjust which output you're going to use, XLR, RCA, HDMI, and how that rolls off and different things like that with DSD. So trust me, there are a ton of things in the menu system that you can adjust and tweak to your liking. But like I said, for this particular video, I'm going to mainly focus on adding content so the Zidoo will see it, but also the poster wall and the music library. After you add your hard drive to the 8000, make all the HDMI, audio, and Ethernet connections. The initial start takes the user through initial setup, which is fairly straightforward, including selecting the correct language, time zone, Wi-Fi Ethernet connection, adding your remote to the Bluetooth settings, and all of that. You're greeted with this screen. Now here, you're actually going to open this device because this is your hard drives that you've put inside the Zidoo. So I'm in the quote unquote new volume. This is the hard drive that I have installed on the 8000. You can see some of my movies, including Jurassic Park, television shows, and stuff like that. But if I click to the right, you can see different options here, like delete and stuff like that. But if I go over here to the left, you can actually see the device list, including favorites, because you can favorite certain things. But I do want to show you, they do have internal storage on the 8000, and you can put things like movies and music on here. I actually don't have anything on the internal storage, but it's good that it's there. But they also have SMBP. This is how you can access things that are on your network. Like me, I have a network attached storage, so I'm going to access that here. Now, I'm going to use a Bluetooth keyboard to put in my username and password instead of using the remote to find different things. Because this is Android, you can actually add a Bluetooth keyboard inside the menu setting. Now I'm connected to my network attached storage or Synology, and you can see the different folders that I have, but I don't have everything mounted here. As you can see, some of the stuff is not on here. So I'm actually going to go back here, and I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to the poster wall for a second. I want to show you something inside there. In the poster wall, one of the things you can do is you can add sources, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a source. I'm going to add this source for media. A lot of people like the poster wall with Zidoo, and the first page they give you is just kind of recently added some different genres of movies and what it recommends. But if I go back up here to all, you can see sort of all of your content, movies and TV shows. If you click to the left, you can get those in different categories like movies. So you can see all of your movies, and click to the left again, you can see all the TV shows, even though this is not right. I'm gonna tell you that in a minute. And you also have collections. So collections of movies, like I've got both of the Ace Ventura movies on here. So you can see that here. But I also have all of the Rush Hour movies. Now, while I'm in here, I'm gonna click on Rush Hour 1, and it's going to show you the info for the movie. And you can click play, you can see the trailer, you can save it as a favorite, but you can also see different info about the movie if you want. So you can click that. You can also see a lot just about the movie. But one of the things I want to show you that I think is pretty cool is if you click on cast, Chris Tucker's in this movie, obviously, it actually shows you stuff about Chris Tucker, but also all the movies that you have that include that actor. So I've actually got Money Talks on here, and that's not in this particular collection, but I can go to it and I can actually see this particular movie. So that's just a nice little feature that I found. All right, so we're back at the poster wall, and one thing I should say is Zidoo does a pretty good job of finding a lot of the posters that you need. It found a lot of movies, but one thing that it doesn't do a good job with is TV shows. Like Martin, I had to go through and actually edit this myself. This is something I need to edit, and also this Beavis and Butthead. This is not Beavis and Butthead. It's actually The Big Bang Theory Season 2. If you look down there at the bottom, at the path, that's actually what it is. So I'm going to push and hold on OK. And then I'm going to rematch this because this is not quite right. Now it gives me a suggestion there. So I can go there, and I can already tell you that season 2, I'm not going to find anything. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to use my keyboard. I'm going to just delete this. And then I'm going to go back over and try to find it in the TV database. All right, so it found The Big Bang Theory, which is the show. And then you go in here to video match. It says unmatched. So I'm going to click OK again. This is season 2. Okay. I'm going to add season 2. And this is actually episode 3. So I'm going to add that. Click OK here. Big Bang season 2, episode 3 for that one. And click OK. Now it's actually got the right season there. Same thing here, except this one is season 2, disc 2. So I think this is episode 23. So I'll go in here again and rematch. All right, so now I have that matched. So if I go here to Big Bang Theory, what it's going to show me is it's going to show me that I have both season 2 or season 1, and it's going to give me the information for that. And it's also going to give me the information for this one. So if I play it, it's actually going to play it and it's going to be the right thing, but you will have to go in and you will have to rematch everything. Now, one other thing I want to show you here is this is actually Jurassic Park. I know that because I've seen this before. It didn't quite match this movie correctly. And although I have it up there as the original Jurassic Park, I can go in here and I can rematch this as well. So that's it. That's how you actually clean up the rematches that aren't quite right. So if I go in here to Martin season 1, I had to go through and rematch all of these, but this is all of the episodes for that particular season and show that I have on here, and they can find it and you can play it just like that, but you will have to rematch some things, especially TV shows. All right, so now we finished up with the poster wall. Let's go into this music player, and I want to show you a couple things here. So first of all, you have your local music library. I was playing a song. You can go through, you can see your albums, your artists. You can add stuff to your library by going here and adding things. I've added some music off of my local NAS, but you also have a lot of music services, including Tidal, Qobuz, Amazon Music, SoundCloud. There's actually kind of a bit here, but you can also add more apps like Apple Music Classical, Spotify, Tidal. You have access to UPnP, Plex, Dropbox, and a bunch of other places where you could also have music stored. And you have Music Connect, so you can AirPlay, DLNA Play, Squeeze Connect. You have a lot of different ways to play music here, including access to a CD player. I don't have a CD drive connected to this, but if you did, you could play music via a CD player, which is really cool. But I do have music attached right here. Let's go to Amazon Music, see what's on here. And if I played, let's say, I don't want to play that. Let's play something from Ty Tribbett, right? And if I played this song, it'll start playing. And you might not be able to hear it, but it's playing right now. But I can back out of here. And while I do other things, it's playing. I can pause it with the pause remote there, but I can allow it to play in the background while I'm doing other things on my setup here. So after I got everything set up, I started watching content and listening to music. Then I began comparing my physical content to the digital content on the Zidoo, using the Magnetar UDP8000 as sort of my reference because it can play 4K Blu-rays, but it can also play CDs, SACDs, and basically my entire collection. And really what I found was from a video and audio standpoint, it's basically the same, which was quite impressive for the Zidoo because I was expecting at least a little bit of difference. But I'm going to play a couple of samples of Jurassic Park so you can see just how close it really is. And I'm also going to talk about the AI image processing. In this nighttime scene from Jurassic Park, I want you to notice the colors in the Jeep, but also the highlights from the flashlight and the dark scenes behind the vehicles. And then look at the Magnetar and compare the two. It looks exactly the same. It's a backup copy. It's a backup copy of the disc, but I like the fact that the Zidoo doesn't really seem to change anything. It's exactly the same between the two. In this scene, the bitrate is underlined in red, and there is a small difference of a few megabits between the Zidoo and the Magnetar, but visually you can't tell that there's any difference. So I just found this interesting just to look at the bitrate and notice that there is a difference, but visually I couldn't tell a difference. In this Blu-ray copy of the 1995 movie Major Payne, I set the AI picture quality on and its level high. I noticed that this setting mainly creates more saturated colors, including skin tones as you see here. I also tried the AI Super Image, and it's supposed to help with low resolution content. It does add some edge enhancing on DVD content, but honestly, I'm not a fan of either AI mode. So you saw it for yourself. The video quality is nearly identical to a 4K Blu-ray player and disc, which is a good thing. From an audio standpoint, same thing. I'm impressed. Quite frankly, I am impressed. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to try 8K content on this box because I don't have an 8K compatible television. But based on my 4K results, I have to believe that 8K would look just as good with this box. Okay, so I'm just going to say that. Now, let's talk about downsides for a second. There are really only two that I can think of. Number one, it doesn't seem to support 3D video, 3D content, 3D movies. I tried a couple 3D movies on my plasma TV downstairs. It didn't work. Okay, so if you're into 3D content, you're gonna have to go for a different Zidoo player, and I will put one in the description below so you can check that out. And the other downside that I see is it's not as reliable matching television shows, seasons and episodes. If you have a lot of television shows, you're going to spend quite a bit of time rematching those just to get them right so that you can actually find what you're looking for. And so that can be a bit annoying, but otherwise this is a reference quality video and audio player. Okay, now it's not inexpensive. It costs $1,499 as I record this video, so I don't want to push that aside, but you are getting reference quality. So if you are getting a little bit tired of disc and you just kind of want to play things with nice backlit remote, you should definitely look at this. Okay, this is really, really good. So if you want to purchase this or anything else from Zidoo, please use those links in the description below. I want to thank Zidoo for sending me this for review because I had a great time with it. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.